What's poppin', homies? It's your favorite homegirl, gossip girl, and today I have some bad news, really sad news. A mother shot her 3 children inside her home and then shot herself. Let's get into this murder-suicide. Now, this happened in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. A mother shot her 3 children inside a home on the south side of Winston-Salem while on a FaceTime call on Tuesday. The mother then apparently shot herself. The person at the other end of the call witnessed the shootings. Goodness, my God. Here are the ones that are passed away. Sisters, Sakendra Steele, 9 years old. Sakenya Steele, 12 years old. Their brother, Sakenlo Steele Jr., 14. And the children's mother, Ethel Steele, who was 40 years old. The bodies of the 4 were found at 3140 Brook Hill Drive, where police arrived to find the house locked after receiving a report of a shooting at 11:54 a.m. on Tuesday. The house is in a cul-de-sac at the south end of Brook Hill Drive in a normally quiet residential neighborhood called Ashton Grove. That's on an extension of Pope Road leading west from Ebert Road. Winston-Salem police forced entry into the locked home and found the bodies of the 3 children and their mother. More than a dozen law enforcement vehicles arrived and officers used yellow tape to seal off the street. An ambulance responded but drove slowly and quietly out of the neighborhood around 12:30 p.m. The mother shot the youngest girl first, police believe. Then the older girl jumped up and screamed before she was shot twice. The boy was the last of the children to be shot. Police have not said where the family's bodies were found. Shocked bystanders watched from the other side of Pope Road most of the afternoon, and around 1:15 p.m. a man got out of the car and walked around the cul-de-sac towards the cul-de-sac. When the man reached the yard of the neighboring house, he collapsed to the ground, apparently overcome by grief. Police officers came over to help him and stayed with him several minutes until he was able to get up again. The man then walked with police officers towards the house where the shootings occurred. Later, the same man could be heard shouting in his grief near Pope Road as those around him tried to comfort him. As a big mobile crime scene bus and a smaller forensics police truck showed up on Brook Hill, it was clear to bystanders watching that something very serious had happened. Shortly before 3 p.m., police told reporters that 4 people were dead, but had no other information to release. Police did not, at the time, confirm that the incident was a murder-suicide, but they did say that no suspects were being sought and that there was no safety threat to the neighborhood. Police released the names of all 4 of the ones that passed away at 4:41 p.m. A woman who lives in the neighborhood described how her own children occasionally played with the 3 Steele children in the front yard of the home where the shooting took place. The neighbor described the family as reclusive and said that she had not spoken with them much. Another woman who lives just a few doors down from the site of the shooting said she had not heard anything out of the ordinary Tuesday morning and found the arrival of all the police cars alarming. This is a quiet neighborhood, very quiet, the woman said. A man who said he was the godfather to one of the children said the Steele family had just gotten back from a vacation to Florida. Chris Scott, a pastor who lives in sight of 3140 Brook Hill, was on a teleconference call with others talking about gun violence on Tuesday. And when the call ended, he walked outside and ended up talking to the family members and offering them his help. This is just the beginning of the process, unfortunately, with grief, he said afterwards. There's a lot to come after. Scott said the group he was talking with advocates to reduce gun violence, and in the conference have been discussing the recent shootings at a school in Nashville, Tennessee. There is no reason that our babies should have to worry about being shot at school. There is no reason that we should be losing children to gun violence, he said, adding that common sense solutions can be worked out between the left and right. This is a quiet neighborhood. Nothing like this ever happens, he said. Everybody is very cordial. We all stay to ourselves, but people are struggling or something. You just never know. You can't look at someone and tell what they are struggling with. And that is the God's honest truth. Because you can look at someone and they can have it all together. They just came back from a family trip from Florida. Okay? Why did this happen? We don't know why. She was on a FaceTime call with someone. And they witnessed the shooting. They witnessed this stuff. Did she speak to the person that was on the other side of that other FaceTime video about what was going on with her? No. But we don't know. I'm not going to say no because we don't know. You just don't know what people are dealing with. And some people are not as strong to get help. Some people are not going to ask you for help. They're going to try to solve it themselves. And if they can't solve it themselves, something like this is going to happen. And it's so sad. It is so sad. You just never know. You just never know what somebody is going through. But I just wish that whatever she was going through, I wish she would just make sure the kids were safe somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I just wish she would have made sure the kids were safe somewhere else. Oh, man. A hearse and a van from a funeral home arrived at the scene about 6 p.m. This is just really, 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 really sad. Now, in January, a 45-year-old man fatally shot his 45-year-old wife and 3 children before turning the gun on himself in their home in High Point. And those children were the ages of 10, 16, and 18. On February 8th in Greensboro, a police responded to a report assault found about 34-year-old. They found a 34-year-old woman dead after being shot, and a 31-year-old man with what was determined to be a fatal self-inflicted gunshot wound. This is insane. This is really insane. I just want to give, all my prayers and condolences to the family, because the family's gotta put the services together. It's just a lot, man. It's just a lot. Oh, Lord have mercy. I wonder what was on her mind. What was going on? You just never know. You just never know what somebody is going through. I feel so bad for our family, friends. It's just, All right, you guys. If I find out any more about this, I will let you guys know. I'm not even sure if they have pictures of, of her and her children in the news yet. But I'll let you guys know. Okay? And I'll talk to you later.